Now we have our first live in-studio guest. Welcome, Stephan, before I mess that up again. Okay, Stephan Aarstol from Tower Paddleboards.
Hi, Barry. Thanks for having me.
Did I get that right that time?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So tell us a little bit about Tower Paddleboards.
So we started as a stand-up paddleboard company, and now we're sort of expanding into more of a beach lifestyle company. Last year, we were named the fastest growing business in San Diego.
Great.
For a period between 2011 to 2013.
That's impressive. You know, when you say fastest growing company in San Diego, paddleboard seems like such a niche, yet the fastest growing company. How does that come about? How do you do that?
Yeah, it was kind of funny when we were there because there were a lot of venture-backed companies and there were a lot of tech companies, and we were basically a surf company with 5 people. And so we've just leveraged the web. We're a worldwide brand and everything online, so we're able to grow pretty fast with not a lot of people.
Great.
And paddleboards, I mean, that's just suddenly become like a huge activity and a huge sport for people. How did you get involved in it? How did you decide, hey, I'm going to go into the paddleboard business?
Yeah, it's sort of a sneaky, bigger niche than people think it is. And when a friend took me out paddleboarding, I don't know, in like 2010, and the first time I went out, it was just a lot easier than surfing, and it had like a wide age range of people that could do it. There was like literally a 65-year-old guy next to me paddleboarding in the waves in La Jolla Shores and catching waves left and right. And I was like, wow, you must have been doing this for a while. And he said, no, it's my 5th day.
Wow.
So when they can't golf anymore, they go paddleboarding, right?
Apparently, yeah. And then I had my son was 5 years old at the time. And so I went and bought a board, and that he could do it by himself, like within a week, like in flat water, not in the waves. So I looked at the business, and it had a really wide demographic. It was kind of part surfing, kind of part kayak, and then a part just sort of a social sport. A lot of women were using it to get in shape and yoga and stuff like that. So it looked like a good opportunity, and we went for it.
Well, and especially in San Diego, I can't think of a better town, to get into something involving sport and lifestyle than here in water. And, I'm excited to try it.
Well, then let's get it set up, because I need to try it too.
Are you going to? You're okay.
I'll do it too.
Do we have this on record?
We have this on record.
We have lots of witnesses in this room and over the airwaves. Barry says he's going to do it.
I will bring my kids, and if I can't get them on a paddleboard, I'll let them stand there and watch and laugh at me. Okay.
Now paddleboards are a solo thing. It's not a duo thing, right?
Well, you can. Like a lot of people will, put their girlfriend on front and you paddle around. My son likes to ride up front, and I mean they can just be entertained for an hour while you're getting a workout. So you can do it. So it's a solo thing most of the time, but then most people it's a social sport too. So it's more fun with a couple people out there on their boards. Are
there different sizes of boards, or is it just one big board for everyone?
Yeah, there's racing boards, these really long boards, and then there's like shorter surfing boards. And then one thing that we've had a lot of success with is our inflatable paddle boards. So this is something that people didn't
inflatable paddle board.
Now, why is that? It's because they live in an apartment down in PB and they don't have space for a big board?
Yeah, and it's just it's a lot more convenient, and they're indestructible too. You can drive over these things with a car.
Wow. Because it's like a Zodiac material, like a Zodiac boat?
Exactly, yeah.
For those living inland, like Albuquerque, New Mexico, why don't you explain what a paddleboard is?
Sure. Well, anywhere there's a lake, you can use a paddleboard. So you'd be surprised at the markets that are big for us. It's not just a coastal thing. So like, Minnesota, huge for us.
Really?
We got so many lakes.
A lot of lakes there? Yeah.
But so a paddleboard is basically it looks like a great big surfboard, and wider and longer. And you stand up on it with a paddle that looks like an oar, and you just sort of paddle around with it. You can also use them in the surf, but that's really 5% of the industry. Most people are just using this on lakes and rivers and tooling around.
And just out like when it's flat out at the shores or something. I could see me doing that.
Down on the shores, down at the bay. I'm sure there's tons out there.
Yeah.
There was someone here in San Diego who started a paddleboard tour. And what they do is a group of people would go there, and they would go in and out of the marinas. Mm-hmm. Just paddling around, leisurely, weekend day, warm San Diego.
You know, Stephan, I have to give you a warning, okay? if you challenge Urban to do something with a paddleboard, and for those listeners that are unfamiliar, Urban is blind. Okay, somebody challenged him back in I think 1992 to go skiing, and he set the world's record for fastest downhill ski time for a blind person. So maybe you should challenge him to do something on a paddleboard.
I'm not even sure that would be a challenge for him.
Well, maybe
actually
not.
standing on a board.
You know me in exercise. If the gravity doesn't pull me and wind doesn't push me, I ain't going. That's my exercise routine.
So skiing was okay, but paddleboard, you got to be your own propulsion.
Yeah, I'll do the tandem. Let someone else paddle.
There you go.
Train Crockett to do it.
Yeah.
That's just like you, Urban. Let somebody else do the work.
That's me.
That's true. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD. Email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler. Here, my co-host, Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, and our guest is Stephan Aarstol from Tower Paddleboards. Okay, now it's time to let the secret out.
The secret?
The secret.
I think
not
you
much
may
of
be
a secret.
thinking about what I was going to ask.
No. But anyway, so Stephan, you are a beneficiary, the second one we've had on the show, and not that we, we'll just say we saved the best for last, okay? But you're a beneficiary of Mark Cuban and Shark Tank, are you not?
Yeah. We went on Shark Tank in 2012 and got an investment from Mark Cuban.
Right. And according to my notes here, you are Mark Cuban's best investment from the show.
As far as I know, he does a lot of interviews, and they'll always throw out that sort of softball question of who's your best investment, and he's named us several times on the Howard Stern show,
right,
on in Forbes.
Now, based upon what? What does he base that on?
I think it's just how much he invested and how much the company's grown. So he invested, at the time we had $100,000 in sales, and he invested $150,000 for 30%. So valuing it at $500,000. And this year we'll do about $9 million in sales.
Wow,
nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Now give us the little inside scoop about Cuban.
Inside scoop?
Yeah. What can you tell us about him that people don't know?
Yeah, I mean, even when Cuban invested, I sort of knew the public personality of Cuban, from sort of the spoiled basketball coach, or not basketball coach, but basketball team owner.
Yeah. Right.
And that was sort of what I thought. But he's really a down-to-earth guy, very accessible. I mean, I can email him anytime, and he'll get back to me in 10 minutes.
Really? What was that email address again?
It's actually publicly available. You can find it. Anybody can, and he handles his own email.
No way.
Yeah, I think he sleeps like 4 hours a night. And
wow.
He's, and he deals with 100 companies, and he's super, super sharp. So there's a reason he got where he is.
Yeah. Any run-ins with him? Has there ever been a moment where he wanted, because I don't know how much executive control you gave him over decision-making. Did you guys ever have any scrapes over anything to where he wanted to encourage you to make a decision you really weren't on board with, paddleboard with?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the first time he emailed me back, he swore at me in the email. It's like, don't do that, don't be an idiot, do that. And I had already signed a contract for this thing. So I had to, back out of that. And then just in dealing with him over the years, I've learned, like, if I want his advice, I should ask them, hey, Mark, what do you think about doing this? If I don't want his advice, I just do it. And I say, hey, Mark, I did this. And otherwise, if he tells me, well, I think you should do it this way, and I really wanted to do it the other way, I kind of got to go with him, or it's sort of violating a trust. I have control over the company. I have 70%, but I want his support, and a lot of our success obviously is due to us being able to leverage his celebrity and his financial help. Has
he ever come out and gotten on a board?
He was out here a couple weeks ago. We were filming for a new show called Beyond the Tank. And so we didn't get on the board. So,
dang.
So
his kid, he has a couple boards though, and I think they're mainly for his kids. He has some of our inflatable.
Yeah, he's
boards.
got young kids.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've seen him talk about it on air once or twice, but I'm not even sure they're in their teens yet. I think they're still single digit age.
Yeah, they're pretty young.
Yeah. So you'll always see them on the front of the boards. So what's next for Tower Paddleboards?
So we've had, good success. Our revenues are going good. We're very profitable. We've been profitable since day one. And we want to take this profit and reinvest it and try and, go for a bigger target. So we're successful in paddleboards, and we want to sort of leverage that into a more holistic beach lifestyle company. So
what does that mean? A holistic beach lifestyle company?
Beach lifestyle company. If you look at a company like Tommy Bahama,
right.
I would consider them like an island lifestyle company.
Okay.
With paddleboarding, it's interesting. It sort of fits at the sort of the intersection of 4 brand areas. Like there's the surf brand, like a Quicksilver. There's the outdoor brand, like a North Face. There's the sort of island lifestyle brand, like a Tommy Bahama. And then there is the like fitness brand, like a Lululemon. We see ourselves sort of playing in each of those markets.
Mm-hmm.
So we feel there's an opportunity to create basically a surf brand on steroids that would be, a factor of maybe 10 or 20 times larger than the biggest surf brands in the world, and sort of a younger version of Tommy Bahama. So
now
that's
I know
what
why
we're
Mark
going for.
Cuban's involved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
He
genius.
wants a piece of the big pie.
Hello.
So you're getting ready to bring this out. Did I hear you say you're going to put a magazine out pretty soon?
Yeah, we've already launched a magazine. It's at tower.life. That's the URL, and it's basically just Tower Beach Lifestyle magazine. We've got a full-time filmmaker on staff that does little short films. So it's a digital magazine, and we also do articles weekly.
Great. So we are starting to run short on time. Tell our listeners how they find out more about Tower Paddleboards.
You can just go to towerpaddleboards.com. We're an online company. So some of the other new initiatives we're coming out with is a sunglass company called sunglassesbytower.com. That's pre-launch. And then we've got tower.surf is our surf company. We have a full 5,000 square foot factory making surfboards here in the U.S. And tower.life.
Great. And you're down in Pacific Beach, is that correct?
Yep. Our offices, and we have a showroom down in Pacific Beach. So we do sell direct to the public out of there. I mean, 99% of our business is online, but if you're local here in San Diego, you can definitely stop in and we'll take care of you.
Oh,
Great.
yay. I'm going to go in and visit and check it out.
Well, you're coming with me, and we'll figure out a way to get on the paddle boards together and do social media, and that'll be my first foray into video social media, and it probably won't be fun, but we'll try it anyway.
We'll bring Shane and Carrie with us.
Yes, and they will laugh the whole time.
Awesome. We'll hook you guys up with boards, definitely.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Great.
Thank you. So, this is Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM1170, theanswer.com. Send us a tweet at CloseUpSD, or just find us on Facebook. You can always email me at Barry@CloseUpSanDiego.com. Let me know what you think. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, and we will be right back after a word from our sponsors.